think you already completed some classes, right? Why should we go with Python? Any idea? Okay, there is some statistic reports. Yeah, tell me.
Less code in Python.
Sorry?
Easy to learn. Less code.
Less code, easy to learn. Okay, good. Object oriented. Okay. See, if they have done an analysis, they have taken all the programming languages which are available in the market, right? If you look at the most popular programming languages, and if you type searching in Google, right? See, same slide I have taken. See, Python, like among all, right, it is having the highest market. Okay, 25% of the people, its market share is more, it's close to 26%, whereas Java is 21. Then you have JavaScript, then you have C#, PHP, okay, C++, R, Shift, MATLAB. So it is popular. Just like that, it will not become popular, right? There should be some reasons for becoming popular, right? Okay. So what are the reasons for becoming popular is, this is the market share of Python. What are the reasons for becoming popular is, it is very simple and easy to learn. It is efficient. Like you can perform all type, you can develop all type of applications in using Python, like web application development or the automation testing and artificial intelligence, and you can also use for your data science. Okay. It has a very good set of libraries, a very rich set of libraries it has. It is versatile, it is huge. You cannot learn complete Python. I'm telling you, even you spend 5 years also, right? You cannot learn complete Python. Whatever is required from the testing standpoint, that only you can learn. Okay. It is impossible to learn complete Python. So that much versatile it is. Okay. Python is also free. Okay. It has a very big user community. It is portable. It can, once you write a script in Python, right, the same script can run it in Windows operating system. Like how once you write a script in Selenium, right, the same script can run it on Windows, Mac, and Linux, right? Once you create a script in Python, right, the same script can run in Mac, Windows, and Linux operating system. It's more flexible and it has a very good documentation. Just take a screenshot of these two, and we'll go to the next.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where it is used, Python is used for web development. Did you hear this name, Danjo? Danjo is for, so when it comes to Java, right, they use Servlet, JSPs, and they use MVC. They use something called a Spring Boot. Okay. Whereas when it comes to web development using Python, right, they use Danjo. And it is used, we can create web applications using Python. Python is also used for game development. It is used for doing big data. I hope you know what is big data. Okay. It is used for web testing, where we are using Selenium for it. And it is also used for artificial intelligence and data science. And it is also used in smart devices like IoT. Okay. These are all the applications of Python. That's the reason why it is becoming very popular, and many people and many companies are learning Python. Just make a note of it, take a screenshot, and we'll go to next. So in this space, you are at here at Selenium web testing only, you are learning. There are many things like web development, game development, artificial intelligence and data science, smart devices, and we also use for big data.
One question, sir. Means the functions which we are using in this one, web testing, can this help in other things like game development, web development? The functions will be same.
Web development, it will help, but not for game development, because Selenium supports only web browser testing.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So in order to work with Selenium, in order to work with Python, right, we need to download Python. Hope everybody has downloaded Python, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Everybody has downloaded Python. Right? This is the URL, like python.org/downloads, and you can download the Python. Okay. And next thing is, so once you download it, right, you need to install it. Once you install it, right, you get a message like this saying setup is successful. Okay. And once setup is successful, right, you need an editor. Okay. Like, let's say, for example, I've installed Python in my system. Okay. If I've installed Python in my system, right, I get somewhere here Python system. Second Python. So this is how I get ideally. This is how I get. Either you can use this Python app, and you can type any mathematical operations you do, right? Either you can use this, it is giving you 4, or you can use the common environment available here. You can go with the inbuilt one. Okay, let's say 2 + 3. This we can use. This is for shell scripting, and this, but we are not going to do this. So what we are going to do is we are going to use a PyCharm. Everybody has installed Python. What is the editor you have used? Did you install any editor? Yes, no?
Means
PyCharm.
last time
Types of
we
editors, right? Like PyCharm, Collab.
collab we used, yeah.
We use Collab actually.
Colab. Huh? This one?
Yeah.
Anybody installed PyCharm?
Yes, sir. I've installed.
Okay. If you have not installed, just try to install now Python, PyCharm. So we are going to use PyCharm for our course. Okay. Just go to PyCharm and click on downloads and choose community edition. Community edition is free of cost. Okay. Just do this, and once you do this, let me know. You can do it in the break time. We'll go to some of the Python features. I'll go at a high level only. I'm not going to go in detail. Why should we go for Python? Means easy to learn, and use. Other thing is, Python is like it's more expressive, like mostly it looks like an English language. I'll come to this. Okay. Mostly it's like an expressive language, and Python is interpreted, not compiled. Interpreted, and it supports cross-platform. Like part of the script can be in Java, part of the script can be in Python, in .NET, and part of the script can be in Python. Even that it supports cross-platform language. Okay. And also it will run in multiple operating systems like Windows, Linux, and Mac. And what else? It is free and open source.
Standard libraries in Python.
Yeah. Standard libraries. Okay, object oriented. You know what is object oriented, right? Yes or no?
No, sir.
GUI support. Okay, I'll come there. I'll come to this concept. There is something called a class and an object, inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism. All these things we'll discuss later. And so these are the, why should you learn Python? It's very simple. Like it is easy to use. Easy to learn and use. Very expressive. It is interpreted. It supports multiple environments, open source, object oriented, and also the GUI support. Okay. And who created Python or who developed Python? Yes. Guido van Rossum has developed Python in the year around 1991. Okay, in the year 1991, he has developed Python. Okay, and there are many versions when it comes to Python. Okay, there are many versions of Python. See, so many versions are there. See. From 1996 only is 1.42. There are many versions of Python. Okay, download the latest one and we are good. Okay, fine. So everybody has installed PyCharm, right? We'll start the next thing. Okay, what is a variable? Yes, no, what is a variable?
Memory location.
Memory location. What is a data type?
Trying to install PyCharm. It shows download PyCharm for JetBrains. Is it the one we need to install?
Yeah, you can share your screen. I can help you out. I'll stop sharing. You can share your screen. I'll tell you what to install and how to install. Others you have not done, just try to do it now.
Shall I share the screen then?
Yeah, share this.
It shows that you have disabled participant screen share.
Uma Maheshwari, right?
Yes, right.
I'll make host. I'm giving you host. Now you can share. You get an option share. Now you will get an option called as share. Okay, click on the first one. First link you click. Click on community. Community is for it's free, built on open source. Okay, for testing purpose, community is sufficient. Like if you're working with web development or artificial intelligence and data science, right? Then you have to go with professional. Click on that. Click on download. Come down. It's downloaded, right? Before that, did you install Python? Did you install Python in your system? You think you're on mute?
I'll do it now. I'll do it now.
Yeah, without Python, we cannot run the script in PyCharm. Oh, in new tab, open Python download.
1 minute. First one.
Download Python 3.0.
Okay. So I need to run both of them, right?
Yes. First Python, then PyCharm.
Oh, got it.
So others, if you have not done this, right, please do it. And it would be like type simultaneously with me so that if you get any errors, right, you can immediately fix it. If you're simply listening, watching, right, you will not get the subject. Okay, you need to practice. You need to do along with me to get the subject. Okay. So prerequisite is you should install PyCharm. Okay. Not able to find PyCharm. Wait. Somewhere I had it on my system. Okay, this is how it looks. Okay. You need to create a new project. Okay, you need to click on new and project, and coming to settings, right? You need to see if you want. Some people like the dark one, they'll go with the dark. Some people like the light white color, they will go with the light one, and you can increase the font size here. Okay, and here you need to specify the execution, which Python version you are executing it. You have to specify the Python debugger part. Okay, this we'll see like whenever it is required. By default, you have to do this. So before we start something about Python, right? We need to understand a few things like what is a variable, what is a data type, and what are comments, and what is conditional statement. Then we'll go to Selenium. Okay. So as someone was saying, right, a variable is nothing but used to refer to a memory location. That is correct. Okay. So this is how we declare variables. Like a variable is a name given to a memory location. If you look at here, right, name is a variable. Okay. Name is a variable, and number is also a variable. And SEQ, which is a sequence, is also a variable, but this is called a collection or an array. Actually, it is a list actually. So variable can have a single value, or it can like you can even declare a group of variables. Okay. Now, one advantage you have in Python is you need not explicitly specify the data type. You need not explicitly specify the data type while declaring variables. That means, I'll tell you. I'm creating one Python file new Python file. I'm giving it as 01 variables. I'm giving the name of the file as 01 variables. So how do you declare? How do you declare a variable? Is the syntax is something like this. It is like variable name. My screen is visible, right? Or you want to increase the font size? Is the screen size okay? The font size is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Variable name is equal to some expression or value. Okay, some expression or value. Now, for example, how do you declare variable? Means I'll declare city is equal to Hyderabad. Okay, I'm declaring a city is called Hyderabad, and I can use a single quote or I can use a double quote. I'm declaring like this. Okay, I am not specifying here data type for it. I'm not specifying the data type. So what it is a what type of an assign variable it is? It is a string variable. What type of an assign, what value I'm assigning? There is a variable called as city, and the value which is assigned to the city is Hyderabad using assignment operator. Okay, I've declared a string variable. Okay. I've declared a string variable. Similarly, I'll declare one more variable money, and I'm going to call it as 100.75. Okay, it is a float variable. Okay. Similarly, I'll declare one more variable called as count is equal to 4. That means it's an integer variable. So it is an integer variable. So if I want to print, I'll print city, print money, and print count. Let's see. Unexpected error. I think it should be double quotes. There are different ways of printing. Here we need to print it using there is a format option. I'll tell you why it is failing. I'll tell you it is using format option. So basically, one thing you need to understand is you are not declaring the data type while creating the variable. That is the first point you need to understand. Second point you need to understand is there are some rules, like whenever you are trying to create a variable, right? There are some rules. What are the rules is variable can be a combination of letters as well as digits and underscores. Letter means we can use capital letters as well as small letters. You can use digits, you can use underscore, and you cannot use symbols, arithmetic operators or special characters. Okay. And the other thing is variables are case sensitive. What do you mean by case sensitive? Means there's a difference between whenever I'm saying, right, let's say I'm declaring one variable like city. Okay. And let's say I'm declaring one more variable with capital city. These two are considered two different variables. Okay. So in Python, variables are case sensitive. Okay. City is small with a capital C is one variable, and city with a small c is another variable. Okay. Is it clear? And other thing you need to understand here is these are the reserve words. Okay. You cannot use these names as your variable names. Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it clear what I'm saying? So it is a function. Let's run this. Its command is float with unexpected intelligence. One second. There is some compiler issue. 1 second. Am I able to run this one?
There should be space after is equal to, sir.
1 second. Correct. Sorry. Yeah. I'm a bit surprised whether I've installed it properly or not. On it after a long time. Disable unexpected intent. This is correct only. Okay, I'll see this. We'll see this. In the meantime, you can make a note of this point, like what are the rules for creating a variable, and we'll go to the next part. Just make a note of this. Take a screenshot. Once completed, let me know. Done. Completed. So whenever you are creating variable, these are the rules which we need to follow. It should be either combination of digits and alphabets and underscore. You cannot use special characters and you cannot use reserved words, and it's case sensitive. That is the difference between a variable with small letter and a difference between a variable with capital. Done? Yes. No. Okay. For example, I've created one variable. Let me make it as a. Let me take it as count. Count is equal to 4. Okay. So I've declared one variable and I'm printing that value as this. Is how I declare a variable. Right? As per the syntax, right? Variable name is equal to expression. This is how I create a variable. And, put it inside. And if I want to print the type of the variable,
Type.
type of the variable, type of A. There's a function called as type, which will tell you what is the type of my variable. If you look at here, I've declared variable as 5. I've declared a variable called as count. I'm passing a value 5 to 8. If you want to print, I need to make use of a method called as print method, and this is how I'm getting it. So if I want to know what type it is, what type of a variable it is telling me it as integer. Okay, let's say I'm giving it as a value of 20.2. It's telling that it is a float. Okay, depending on the value you assign, the type will change. Okay, let's say I'm giving a value as Hyderabad. Okay, it is giving a value as Hyderabad. It is giving a value as string. That means you need to understand one thing. You need to understand one thing here is Python is smart enough to get data type based on the value we assign to variable. Python is smart enough to get the value get the type based on the value we assign to that particular variable. This is nothing but that is the reason why Python is called as a type infer language. Is also called as. It's not mandatory to declare a data type for it. Okay, it's called as a type infer language. Just make a note of these 2 points. Done. Insert anything in unblock. Okay. Why once again Hyderabad has come, and let me take money. Just one variable and print as value. 100.75. Print money and count out 4. Is printing and the type is also I'll take one more variable. City is done. City is equal to Hyderabad. So if you look at here, whenever I'm passing 4 right, it is taking it as integer. Whenever I'm passing a decimal value, it's taking it as float. Whenever I'm passing a string value, it is taking it as string. That means there should be some data types, right? There should be some data types which are available in Python. So these are the different data types which you have. Okay. Numeric can be integer, float, or complex number. I'll come to the point what is a complex number. Similarly, you have Boolean, you have a set, you have a dictionary, and you have a sequence. Sequence can be a string, list, and a tuple. Just make a note of this type. Once you are done, let me.
Sir, can we have examples for sequence type as well, like strings, list, and tuple?
Yes, yes. I'll give you all the examples. Is it clear? One by one, we'll see all these examples. Now, if you observe, right, insert. So keyboard is not working properly. Just a minute. It's auto save only.
For you, the icon is different, and for me, the icon is different for the PyCharm.
PyCharm, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, not an issue. Now it is working properly. So we can also do multiple assignments. What do you mean by multiple assignments? Means, for example, I can do like this: A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 1, and I can print A, print B, and print C. Okay. See, that means I can assign 3 variables a single value. Okay, this is possible, and also this is also possible. The other way of doing it is I want to assign 3 different values. Even this is possible. Multiple assignment is possible in. See, this is how we can assign one value to all 3 variables or 3 different values to all 3 variables. Is it clear what I'm talking? Okay, this is a complex number. So when you are working with mathematical operations, right? Generally, we go with complex number. Okay. Is it clear how to declare variables and how to assign values to it? How to assign a single value and how to assign a multiple value, and also like how to get the type of that particular variable? Is it clear? Any questions?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So coming to numeric data, okay, either we can go with int. Okay, there is no restriction on the value which we are going to assign to it. There is no restriction on the length. There's no restriction on the length of an integer. It can be both positive as well as negative values. That means it can be like this. Positive values 10 to comma, and negative values it can be -4 comma -8, something like this, -7. Okay. The float is used to store decimals. To store floating point numbers. Okay, float is used to store floating point numbers. Example 1.5, 20.23, like this. And complex is for if you're working from the math side, you have something called the complex numbers, right? Like if you want to do 4, 5J like this, you can store even complex numbers. Okay. So this is about declaring a variable, assigning a value to a variable, and also assigning multiple values to multiple variables. Okay, next we'll see string. Okay, we'll see this is about numeric one, integer, complex, and float. Then we'll see string, how to work with strings. So string is nothing but a it belongs to sequence. Okay, how do you declare a string? Like we have declared, right, Hyderabad as a city, right, which is a string type. The one which we declared here, right, is a string nature. This is a string type. Okay, so how do you define a string? It's nothing but a sequence of characters, and it is represented in single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. You can use anything. You can use single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes also. Okay. For writing it. So whenever you are working with strings, right, we can make use of some string functions and operators. Whenever you are working with strings, right, we can make use of, there are inbuilt string functions and operators. Using these inbuilt string functions and operators, you can perform different type of actions using string. For example, what you can do is, if I want to add two strings, let's take, I have a string 1 is equal to Selenium. Okay, I'm using double quotes, need not write. Okay, I have one more string called as string 2 is equal to Python. Okay. I have declared two variables, string 1 and string. If I want to add them, is there any spelling mistake? STI in the string 1, string 2, right? It's not defined. String 1 and string 2.
Sir, again the space issue, sir. String 2.
We good?
String 1 and string 2 are in red color. I believe capital S.
So it's case sensitive, right? Correct. Yeah, now we get it. So if you want to add, okay, if you want to add two strings, right, you can make use of the plus operator. Like there are some inbuilt operators which are available in Python. Using this, you can add them. Okay, and there is something called as a subscript. Like basically, if you want to get a part of a string, for example, let's say I want to get a part. For example, if I want to get the length of the string, print, and I want to get the, let's say I want to get the length of string 1. Okay, if I want to get the length of the string 1, I can make use of length command, len command. So the number of characters which are available in string 1 is 8. Okay, and if I want to get a part of a string, for example, I want to get the third element in this particular string, then I can take string 1. Okay, messages. See, I'm getting E, first element, second element, and third element. Okay, sorry, 0, 1, 2, and 3. This is how I get it. So this is called as indexing. Like if you want to get any particular value, or if you want to get any particular character, right, or it is called a subscript operator. There in Java it is indexing. Here it is called as subscript operator. Okay. So what are the different type of operations which we can perform using string? So there are some inbuilt methods which are available. Like for example, this you have the plus symbol for adding it, and you have the subscript operator to get a part of a string. For example, I'll give you one example so that you'll be very clear. Just take this string. Like let's say I'm declaring a value called as Avengers. The Avengers I'm declaring it, and if I want to get if I want to get a part of a string, okay. So let how to do this, we'll see. to create one variable called as name, and I'm going to call it as the values. Okay, so if you're comparing with it, I'm taking so 0 in 0 you have P, and capital A is at 4th location. Okay, now if I want to get a part of a string, let's say I want to get the 3rd value. Let's say I want to get the 4th value, and here I'm going to write it as name. So this is how I can get a single value. And if I want to get a group of values, so I want to print from the till A. From where to where I want it from 0 to 3 I want. See, I printed this well. For example, if I write it as 4, right? It will print the space also. If you want capital A, it should be 5. So like this is called as slicing. This concept is called as slicing. And if I don't specify the first value, okay, if I don't specify the first value, don't write anything here. And let's say I specify only the last value. Okay, it will consider from 0. It will consider from 0. And if I don't specify the last value, and if I specify the first value, right, it will consider till end. It will consider till end. Okay, and if you are specifying both the values, right, it will take it from that particular thing. Is it clear how to slice a part of a string? This is called as slicing. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, right, it is starting at 0 and it is ending at 11. Correct? It is starting at 0 and it is ending at 11. You can even go in the reverse order also. If you look at the reverse order, right, -1 represents yes. Okay, -1 represents yes, and -12 represents capital T. Okay, either you can go in the positive direction or you can go in the negative direction. Both are possible. So let's say if you want to, for example, if they want to print the reverse of a string, it's very easy. Print. Okay, you want a reverse, right? -1. Let me write it as -1. Name of I think it should be 2 columns, I think. See, it is printing in a reverse order. Okay, it is printing in a reverse order. Okay, even you can use the negative values also. So if I want to get this e value, right, using negative number, I can do it. See, this is the e value. Okay, yeah, so you can go in the positive direction as well as the negative direction. Is it clear what I'm talking? This concept is called as slicing. Okay, there are some inbuilt methods which are available. Let's say like you have a method called as length. Make it a string methods. So you have something called as length function. Okay, you have something called as lower and upper. let's see this. Before we go, can you take this diagram and to understand the slicing concept? Can you take this and also write that positive and negative values, both the values. Once done, let me.
Sir, one question.
Let him.
Yeah, where do we use this kind of function, sir?
Coming to testing, right? For example, let's say you are testing the logging functionality. Okay, you enter your username and password. If the login is successful, right? You go to the home page. Okay, and in the home page, right, you get your username, right? Like welcome to Shaker is there. So you want to retrieve Shaker is there or not in that label. For that purpose, you use slicing. Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Means after going to the home page, once you logged in,
once you
your
log
name,
in,
your name will be displayed somewhere.
Correct. Like
And
it will be like welcome to welcome Shaker, something it will display. Like once you log in into Gmail also, your name will come, right?
Yeah.
In order to identify that, you use slicing function.
Okay.
Once you're done, let me know once you're done with this. Take both positive and negative values.
Yeah, taken the print screen.
Okay. So just make a note of this. This is how we can slice, and this is the output we get. Using this is called an index. Like you can specify a single value, or you can specify both starting point and an ending point. If you're specifying both starting and ending point, that means you are specifying the range. If you are not specifying the starting point, it will consider from 0. If you are not specifying the ending point, it will consider till end. And also you can parse it in the negative way also, using minus value also. Done, right? So let's take one more example. Upper and lower. Let's say I'll take string 1 is equal to welcome to web automation. Using quantity I've taken like this. Okay. W is capital, 2 is small, again W is capital, A is capital, using U is small, and in Selenium, yeah, M is capital. Let's take like this. So whenever I want to convert everything into lowercase, I can make use of a method called as lower. See, there is a method called as lower. Okay. This will convert everything into lower. So now everything is in lowercase. And whenever I want to convert into uppercase, why? Because sometimes once you log in and you have to validate the home page, right? It will be case sensitive. So in order to avoid that, right, you have to make use of lower and upper. Okay, you're converting everything into cap. This one. There's one more thing called as capitalization concept. Let me check. What capitalize will do is the first character of every word. Capitalize is not working. Yeah, only the first one I think it will be capital. Yeah, it's like a sentence. The first one would be capital. Okay. And what else we have? There is one more thing called as, I'll take a string and what is alphabet. It will tell whether it is it contains only alphabets or not. It's alphanumeric. is alpha should give me true. I'll see why it is giving me false. 1 second. Let's take string 2. Welcome. Maybe space it will not consider. Okay, so it will tell you whether the given value is a alphabet or not, and if you are checking whether it's a digit or not, then you have a function called as isDigit. Digit will be false. Okay, is this clear what I'm talking? Can you make a note of this? How to convert, because for assertions and for validating the expected value and actual value, right? Either it can be lowercase, uppercase, capitalized, and you'll also check whether it is a numeric value or a alphabet value.
Yes, sir.
Done, right? Okay. Next, we'll see how can we format strings. Well, these are the different methods, and making use of operators and different methods that you can easily work on strings. Maybe I'll take like this. String formatting. So for string formatting, whenever you want to do formatting, right? For example, you have something called a city is equal to, I'm using single quotes, Hyderabad, and have one more thing, event is equal to show. Okay, so you have two variables, and if you want to print it inside, how can you display these two variables? Means, for example, I'm going to write print, I'm going to say welcome to Hyderabad, and I'm using plus operator, right? Welcome to Hyderabad. Here I'm going to specify it as city plus and enjoy should be in double quotes. Event. So whenever you want to combine a static value and a dynamic value, right? We use the plus operator, right? Like if you look at here, welcome to Hyderabad and enjoy the city. This is how generally we do this. So what is a better way of doing it? Okay, and enjoy the show, and here there should be space. Okay. The better way of writing it is, copy this. Okay, you can replace, since it is a string, you can replace these two. Well, here you have string value, right? Percentile, yes, and one more dynamic variable, comma, you can specify it as, here you can specify it as percentile, two values you can take. And write city, comma, event. Okay, this is one way of, then you people know this, right? This was general conventional way. This is the other way of doing it, using this, how we can format it. So you have to use S for string, D for integers, and F for floating values. Okay, for example, I will take one more variable, name is equal to Shekhar. Okay. Age, let's say 55. Okay. And if I want to print, a numeric value, and if I want to print a string value, I'll take it as something like this. First one is a string value, right? So it is percentile yes is percentile D, because it is a numeric value. Yes, old. Comma, none of comma, then the percentile. You have to specify these two things, name, comma, age. So whenever you have a numeric value, you have to use percentile D, and whenever you have a floating value, you have to use percentile F. Real number is required, not str. Okay, so this is a D. Sorry, this is correct only. Percentile D. Name, comma, age is correct. One second. Line number 80. Format tab. Percentile yes, this is what we are ending here. And
Sir, is remove
is
double quotation you have to remove. Sir.
double quotation
Is equal to string number, na sir? That's all.
Sorry, this one, huh? Right. Correct. This is how we can do. This is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is you can use something called as there is a method called as string formatter. Okay. How to do this using string formatter is, and copy this. Wherever you want to place them, right? You use a curly brackets. You not use percentile. Wherever you want, use a curly brackets, and this is your string, right? This you have to dot format. Dot format, and this is how we can do it. You need not specify what is D, what is yes. This is one advantage. Okay, the other way of doing it is like this. The other way of formatting your string is this one. Okay, you can even specify the positions. You can even specify the positions here, and you can specify it as 0 and 1 here, which is correct. If you change the values, welcome to show, and it if you change the positions, right, then total meaning only will change. Now, what I want to show is you can even use position also to print the values. Welcome to show and enjoy the help. Okay, and when you have multiple things, right, you can even give names to it. For example, I'll say this as A and B. Here I'm going to call A is equal to, I'm going to call it as city, and B is equal to event. There are different ways of formatting the data. Are we good on this part? How to display the data?
Yes.
Any question? Okay, so this is what we want to do, and based on the what you have learned, right? Like what is an arithmetic operator and these things, right? You can start. I think this would be clear now for you to understand.
Sir, can you go back to that screen, sir, where we have used flower brackets? Yeah, this.
So the 5 ways of doing it.
Yes, sir. Took print screen.
So now you can understand whenever you want to perform some mathematical operation, right? In order to accept input from the user, you have to make use of input methods. Yeah, and what I'm doing is I'm taking two variables, num1 and num2, and I'm accepting the first number and second number, and I'm performing some mathematical operations like adding two numbers using plus operator, subtracting, and I'm converting. We'll see this. Basically, I want you to get comfortable with variables and data types. Okay. Try to work on a program to calculate using arithmetical operators, like create a program using which you can perform multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division and print the values. So this is how I'm printing it. I want you people to do this program. Okay. So I'm passing the values, enter the first number. I'm passing it as 20. Okay. Second number, I'm passing it as 5. So this is what I'm getting it, like the sum of 20 is 15. This is the value I'm putting it. So this is how we can make use of all. Like similarly, you can print some subtraction, multiplication, division. I want you to print these things so that you will be comfortable with using variables and formatters and data types. Is it clear? Okay. So in the next session, we will see how to work with list, tuple, and dictionary. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Happy weekend, and we'll meet
Yes,
on next
sir.
week. Bye.